that we just had our lunch.
Very rough. Hello Makati, hello world. This is Attorney Angel and I'm your legal angel. Hi my fellow angels. I hope that you are all staying healthy, safe and well and that you are not forgetting to pray. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for your support. We are now 752 subscribers on the road to 800 and before you know it, we'll reach 1,000 subscribers. Sana po by the end of this year, sana po by December, we will be able to reach that goal. And of course, that will be through your help. So, thank you in advance na rin po. Please like, subscribe, share, and follow, and spread the word. So we will be able to reach more people, educate more people, not just law students, but also all our kababayans all over the world. And for this vlog, I will share with you my PowerPoint slides from the discussion that I made, which I shared with my class in legal writing, and it's about how to write a demand letter. So let's start, and I hope that you will learn something from this. Demand letter. Siguro, at one point in time or at one point in your life, you may have received a demand letter or you may have sent a demand letter to somebody. Okay? But I hope hindi nangyari yun or hindi mangyayari yun in the near future. But from the words themselves, demand and letter, keywords natin, di ba? Alam nyo na kung ano yung demand letter. Self-explanatory na. But for purposes of defining it, let's define what a demand letter is. Okay? A demand letter is a kind of letter demanding or asking for payment of a certain amount of debt, okay, within a certain period of time. So, kautangan. The most general kind ng demand ay yung nagkakautang sa'yo at binibigyan mo ng palugit para bayaran ka. But there are also other circumstances in which you can send a demand letter, okay, or in which a demand letter is applicable. Like for example, if you bought something or purchased something and that thing is defective, you can write a demand letter to the seller asking reimbursement or refund or a replacement of that product that you bought which is defective. Or pwede rin, like for example, you entered into a contract with a contractor or a service provider, and that service provider did not fulfill the promise or the commitment doon sa kontrata at palagay mo ay na-shortchange ka at kailangan mo siyang habulin, well then, pwede kang magpadala ng demand letter. Okay. So, let's try to answer the what, the when, the why, the how, and the where, okay, regarding the demand letter. So, we already answered the question what, or what is a demand letter. Next, okay, let's answer the when. When do you resort to sending a demand letter or writing a demand letter? When to resort to this? Okay, of course, you have to exhaust all informal efforts. Informal, ibig sabihin, pupuntahan mo, kakausapin mo, tatawagan mo, or ite-text mo, okay? Pero, if you have exhausted all informal efforts and all such efforts failed to resolve the issue, then, it's time. Pwede ka na magsulat at magpadala ng demand letter because at that point, you know that the other party will not agree or accede to what you are asking for or what you are demanding from that person. Okay, so that is when. Now, let's answer the question why. Why write a demand letter? Of course, because you have to assert your rights. Diba? Pag dehado ka at na-violate ang right mo, you have to do something about it. And dito, the recourse is writing a demand letter the first step, di ba? And dahil nga meron tayong under the law, there is the principle against unjust enrichment. So, No one shall be unjustly enriched at the expense of another. So, di ba? Yung taong yon na nagkautang sa'yo o na shortchange ka sa service na provide or defective yung produktong na ibigay sa'yo, of course, di ba? Na unjustly enriched siya kasi nagbayad ka eh. So, you have the right to demand. Okay? But we are not being combative. We are just asserting and enforcing our rights. Alright. But before starting to write your demand letter, there are some considerations. Okay. One, or the first and only consideration that I wrote here, actually, consider the relationship. Okay, what is your relationship with the other party? Yung papadalhan mo ng demand letter. Friend, relative, ex, or parang business owner, seller, property owner, etc. Contractor, supplier, etc. Okay. Bakit? Why do you have to consider it? Because, consider mo yan because it will affect the tone of your demand letter. Okay, yung tono ng demand letter mo and how strong it will be, of course. Titingnan mo because there are different levels of relationship. Whether kung friend or relative, if in the future you still want to be friends with your friend, or if you want to have a good relationship with your relative, of course, yung tono mo hindi ganun ka-stern or ka-strong, di ba? But if that is someone who is a third person, or third person, by what I mean is that parang hindi naman related sa'yo, contractor, supplier, business owner, property owner, baka pwedeng mas strong yung tone ng iyong demand letter. But you also have to consider whether or not you want to transact with them in the future. So, that is why it is a consideration, yung relationship, because it will determine the tone of your letter. Alright, so next, before we proceed with the how of writing a demand letter and the tips, just a reminder. So, it will not hurt you, okay, and it will be to your advantage if you keep copies of all communications and correspondences. Nakikita niyo ba? Sorry, baka natakpan ko na. And make detailed records. Okay, yan pag mga OC tsaka masisinop, mga pwedeng mag-logbook, nire-record kung ano yung time and date ng communication tungkol sa pagsingil ng utang, etc. Yung mga exchange of text messages, okay, as long as it is between you and the other party, okay, and nothing incriminating or labag sa batas, okay. Keep records of that because you can use that later on. If in case, okay, if in case you proceed with litigation or even in the demand letter, because you can also attach them, okay, on your demand letter as annexes. Okay, now we proceed to writing the demand letter per se. Okay, these are some tips. These are the house of us. How, okay, how, H-O-W-S. Okay. As to form, okay, pwede namang handwritten, okay. Especially if you're the one writing the demand letter, and not a lawyer or through the assistance of counsel or a lawyer in a law office, perhaps, pwede naman. But of course, medyo informal ang dating. So if you want to be more formal about it, do it typewritten, computerized, or computer assisted, diba? And printed. Okay? So may semblance of formality din siya. Okay? And stick to the facts. Okay? State the details and stick to the facts. Wala nang mga irrelevant facts. Okay? And then, as to the language, okay? Kahit na naniningil tayo or nagde-demand tayo, kailangan respectful and polite pa rin yung language na gagamitin natin. Hindi tayo pwedeng mag-personal attack or below the belt. Hindi tayo pwedeng maging bastos, di ba? Respectful and polite. Okay. And then, what is your goal? Or why are you writing? Because you want to resolve the issue. And you want to receive or get what you are asking for from that other party, di ba? So keep that in mind when you are writing your demand letter. Sorry. Yung lipstick ko. Sorry. Okay. Now, as to the content, okay. Ito naman, for law students, nakakatulong dito sa inyo. Sabi ko nga sa mga estudyante ko, one of the first tasks na pinagawa sa akin when I became a lawyer was to write a demand letter. Okay, so yung mga tips ko sa inyo based on experience na rin. And although I know that there are some templates, pero iba pa rin yung personal touch mo, and because it varies depending on the facts. Okay? And your style in legal writing as well. Sa lawyers, sanay naman na silang sumulat ng demand letter. Okay? So if you're going to ask the assistance of counsel or lawyer from a law office, syempre may bayad yun, okay? And mas aaligaga yung papadalan mo. Okay, but if you intend to write your demand letter, since sa tingin mo, kaya mo naman, okay, then do so. Okay, and but for the content, ito yung what I can share with you. So introduce yourself first, or introduce the writer. Introduce the writer, kung ikaw, diba? Introduce mo yung sarili mo, na ikaw yung pinagkakautangan, or you are writing because that other party has a debt or a breach or whatever. Okay. Kung lawyer naman, sasabihin naman dun sa letter, we are writing on behalf of our client, and Maria, Jose, Pedro, etc. Okay. Then, of course, the facts. As we said, going back kanina, stick to the facts, provide the details. Do not include irrelevant facts, and bawal ang personal attacks. Take to polite and respectful language. Of course, this is the fact. These are the facts. Objective dapat yung pagkaka-narrate mo ng facts. Okay. And then, of course, you state what you are asking for. Okay, huwag mo nang pahulain yung nagbabasa o yung sinisingil mo, di ba? Be upfront about it as to what you are asking for. And then, as to the details, of course, you give the specifics. You give the details on how you arrive at such amount, or the specifics, kunyari kung defective man yung produkto or yung service provider involved. You give the specifics. Okay? Ano yung mga nangyari at bakit ka nagde-demand, how you arrived at that computation, etc. Okay. And then of course, sabi nga natin, within a set period of time or within a period of time, merong deadline. So sabihin nyo doon, upon 15 days after receipt or 30 days kung gusto nyo, depending on the period of time that you are giving the other party to comply with the demand or to accede to your demand or what you are asking for. And then, syempre dun sa huli, sabihin nyo if all else fails. Ayaw naman natin kahit na ayaw natin humantong sa legal action in case the demand letter will not succeed at hindi bibigay yung kabilang partido ng what you're asking for. In other words, you state the possible legal action that you will be taking, okay, in case the issue is not resolved. Yun na nga. So that's usually the last part of the demand letter. And of course, you don't forget to sign, okay, to sign your name, or if it is the lawyer or on behalf of the client, okay, and then naka-letterhead yan ng law firm, diba? Or if a solo practitioner, letterhead of the solo practitioner. And maybe this one, ito na yung sa where, next steps, okay? What to do after na sulat mo na yung demand letter mo? Of course, you print it out and make copies, okay? Extra copies para sigurado, okay? Siyempre, mahirap na. Kung personal na service, papareceive mo, may receiving copy ka. But, if not, okay, due to the lack of personnel, o kaya wala kang mautusan, hindi ka pwede, wala kang time, You can do it via registered mail or courier. Basta tatandaan nyo, basta maganda, meron kang receiving copy or if not, yun nga, through mail or courier, may tracking and merong receipt. Okay? May tracking and delivery confirmation. Kahit na i-deny nila na hindi nila na-receive or iniwasan nilang ma-receive, which is usually the case, meron kang ipapakita sa korte. You can use the receipt and return receipts as evidence in court if legal action na yung mangyayari dahil hindi ka nag-succeed sa demand mo through the demand letters. Usually yan kasi may initial demand letters and then pag pangatlong beses na the final demand na talagang hindi pa rin, then it leads to court action or legal action already. Okay, so that's it for this vlog, and I hope you learned something from this short discussion on how to write a demand letter. And again, I hope na hindi naman aabot sa ganito, just as long as you think about fulfilling your duties or the other party, di ba? No one shall be unjustly enriched at the expense of another. Okay. So that's it for this vlog. Again, thank you very much for watching and for listening. And please like, subscribe, share, and follow. Be kind, be a blessing to others. And always remember to glorify God with a grateful heart. This is Attorney Angel, and I'm your legal angel. Borahe!